Okay, well, welcome to the City of Brooks regular council meeting of February 23rd, 2026. And we have a few staff introductions here, and I believe Mike is coming up to give us those.
Good afternoon. In the Parks Department, we have two new staff to introduce. First one I'd like to introduce is Jared McGee. He's returning to us as our Parks Foreman. He worked for us from 2019 to the beginning of 2021. Jared? And the second we have is our PM1. I have Chandra Taylor. She was a summer student for us in 2020 and 2021.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike, and welcome Jared and Chandra back to the City of Brooks. And we look forward to everything that you're going to be doing under Mike's guidance. So thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you.
And do either of you want to say anything at all? No? Okay. Well, thank you very much and welcome to the City of Brooks. So I'll call the meeting to order at 4:32. We have the agenda in front of us. Any items to add, delete, or go ahead?
Through the chair, administration would like to remove the Health Foundation delegation and add another land matter in the closed session.
Okay, thank you very much. So with that, it has been moved by Councillor Idris that the agenda be adopted as amended by deleting agenda item 5A, the Brooks and District Health Foundation update, and adding 9B, land matter held confidential pursuant to section 19 of the ATIA, and by relettering the remaining agenda items as required. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. You have the minutes in your packages, or it was sent out electronically earlier. And we have the regular council meeting of February the 9th, 2026. The motion to approve the minutes has been moved by Councillor Nesbitt that the minutes from the regular council meeting held February the 9th, 2026 be approved. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Correspondence and information. We have updates from Councillor Falkenberg. We have committee report from Councillor Falkenberg, and we have the notes from the Municipal Planning Commission minutes of December 17th. And these have been moved by Councillor Falkenberg that the following items of correspondence be received as information. All those in favor? Or do you have?
Yeah, can I add just a little bit? It is Black History Month, and I just wanted to tell everyone that there's a special display at the library about that. So if you have time, stop in and go see it.
Okay, and also Mohammed Idris and I attended the Black History Month at the JBS Center, and it was very well received, and a lot of information was attained at that particular meeting. So all those in favor? Carried unanimously. Business, reappointment to the Brooks Public Library Board, and it's been moved by Councillor Johnson that Melissa Wilford be reappointed to the City of Brooks Library Board for a second 3-year term commencing March 21st, 26 and ending March 20th, 2029. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Carried unanimously. We also have an appointment to the Newell Recycling Association. It's been moved by Councillor Phillipson that Mayor Norm Jarestein be appointed to the Newell Recycling Association effective February 24th, 26 to the date of 2026 organizational meeting. Go ahead.
I have a question to the chair. It talks about extended producer responsibility. What is that?
Extended producer, Lisa?
Through the chair to mayor and council, the extended producer responsibility is the new recycling program, like Blue Box door-to-door recycling, curbside recycling program that's being implemented across the province.
Okay, go ahead.
Through the chair to Councillor Phillipson, council will be receiving some more information on this within the upcoming weeks as well. It's scheduled to come into effect October 1st of this year. So we have, I don't want to say lots of time to prepare, but we just wanted to make sure the city had a representative on the no recycling while they start to discuss all of these changes.
Okay, thank you very much. So it has been moved by Councillor Phillipson that Mayor Norm Jarstein be appointed to the Newell Recycling Association effective February 24th, 26th to the date of the 2026 organizational meeting. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Policy L001-014F, purchasing policy. And it has been moved by Councillor Regner that the council approve policy L001-014F entitled Purchasing Policy. Any questions? Go ahead, Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. Through the chair to council. So as discussed earlier at the council committee meeting, we've got the purchasing policy for your decision. We've updated to make sure that we've aligned it with the CAO bylaw, which was passed on June 16th, 2025, and have updated for the relevant wording regarding purchasing during emergencies as requested at the council committee meeting. Approval authority is constrained to the limits noted therein, and the changes are all outlined within the request for a decision. So if there are any questions or further comments or further changes that council would like, just let us know. Otherwise, we put it back to council for decision.
Just one comment, and I'd like to thank everyone for the consideration that local preferences, that staff are encouraged to purchase from local businesses. That's a really plus for our community, and thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, seeing none. It has been moved by Councillor Regner that council approve policy L001-014F entitled Purchasing Policy. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Next one is policy L001-006A, proclamations policy. And that is being brought forward by Amy.
Thank you. Through the chair to council. The policy before you was presented last week at council committee and no changes were recommended. The policy has been updated to remove the schedule that previously listed all of our usual proclamation requests. And now all proclamation requests will be approved except for proclamations that relate to anything illegal, discriminatory, matters that are contrary to city bylaws or policies, matters that are for profit, political matters, or religious matters or events. And the recommendation is that council approve the policy as presented.
Thank you very much. Any questions pertaining to the proclamations policy? Councillor Falkenberg.
Through the chair to Amy, I'm just curious of how often proclamation requests come through to the city from people within our community versus people outside our community, if you could speak to that.
Through the chair to Councillor Falkenberg, I would say the majority of the ones that are coming from within Brooks are events that the city is either hosting or proclamations that the city city staff would like to see proclaimed. I can't for sure tell you. I think the number, there was 45 listed. I would say maybe a quarter to maybe a half of those were city requested proclamations, but there is a large amount coming from just larger organizations. The Wear Red Canada Day was from an organization in Calgary, for example. Obviously, they could affect people and citizens living within Brooks, but the organizations themselves, most wouldn't be within the city.
Okay, are there any other questions? Okay, seeing none, it has been moved by Councillor Phillipson that council approve policy L-001-006, bracketed A, entitled Proclamations. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. We have the next policy, policy F-002-008, which is the Customer Code of Conduct policy. And that, again, is going back to Amy.
Thank you, through the chair to council. The policy was also presented to council committee last week, and it outlines how both staff members and members of the public are expected to conduct themselves within our facilities. The policy provides examples of unacceptable behavior that will not be tolerated and the steps that staff can take to address it. If the behavior continues, the city has the ability to restrict access, whether that's to staff or city facilities, and we are recommending that the policy is approved.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions? Councillor Johnson.
Thank you. Through the chair to Amy, couple questions. One, just to clarify, the recreational center specifically has its own code of conduct, and it's not, this is a separate one for every facility but rec?
Through the chair to Councillor Johnson, the Recreation Department has a recreation facilities discipline policy, and that policy could be used for those facilities or this customer code of conduct. They have the ability to use either or both in conjunction with each other. I think when the policy was presented last week, there was some mention that when the recreation policy is being presented for updates and reviews, that it would then mention this customer code of conduct policy as well.
Thank you.
And you had a second question?
I do. Through the chair, I'm again, can we get clarification? Sorry, on section 5, C, D, and E. I think the wording, it's the first time that we mention a complaint, process, investigation. I just don't know if that's clear to everybody. Maybe my fellow colleagues can ask me what their thoughts are on that.
Through the chair to Councillor Johnson, the point that is referring to multiple points of inquiry for a complaint while the complaint is in the process of being investigated. If a complaint comes into one person, what we're trying to deter here is for members of the public to go to either multiple members of staff or directors, the CAO or council to ask or inquire about something that's already in the process of being reviewed. And D is challenging the findings of a complaint or denying that an adequate response has been provided. And E is repeated unreasonable demands, excessive communications, or refusal to accept staff decision or processes. This is not, the policy is not for one-off, a person has done this one time. This is for when it's repeated and it's interfering with either city operations or normal city processes. So we have a way to address it. In the different steps that are listed, it's not necessarily that we will go to the most extreme step, which is banning someone from a city facility for a specific amount of time. But we would just like to have a process outlined that council is comfortable with, that staff can follow when trying to address complaints or concerns that are brought forward to staff.
And in everything in the policy is committed to providing a safe, respectful, inclusive environment for staff and members of the public. All individuals are expected to conduct themselves courteously and respectfully. Okay. So when we look at this, now it has been moved by Councillor Johnson that council approve policy F-002. Oh, sorry.
Through the chair to Amy. The item 5I, the filming or recording staff without permission when it disrupts services or service operations. My question is that we have cameras in City Hall. We have cameras in the JBS facility. Do we have cameras in all of our facilities, office?
Through the chair to Councillor Regner, I believe there are cameras at the CRA as well. But as far as I know, there are not cameras at the Public Works or Parks building.
Okay. The reason I ask that is that today everything's recorded. You see it everywhere. Myself, I believe that when a citizen comes into any facility, we're recording them visually, but not audio. So I would like to see our cameras outside changed, because that protects, just like our bylaw guys now wear cameras, protects not only the bylaw, but also protects the citizen and the interactions. And I think that that's important when we're dealing with the citizens, especially if they're looking at being banned or what their words were, their context of how they're talking. I'd like to see the I stricken from the code of conduct, because I think it's only fair that people record themselves or record the situation.
Through the chair to Councillor Regner, the subsection also states when it disrupts service operations. So that's obviously up to interpretation by each person that may be enforcing this policy. But it doesn't, to me, doesn't seem like that would stop someone from recording at the front counter, for example. But we could put, or council could put forward an amendment to the policy, or that it's referred back to administration.
I'd be okay with amending it that at any office level, that's fine, to, be out in the community, or, as I think we pointed out, the grader operator getting in his way, taking a video. I agree that there are safety aspects of recording, but in terms of, somebody just wants to record the conversation, I don't think that is unreasonable.
Do you want to make the motion to? No?
Isn't the point in this I, though, without permission? So if somebody walked up to the desk and said, I'm going to film you, then the staff could say, okay, whatever. That kind of caught it for me. If they don't ask, then I don't think I'd feel comfortable them just starting to film me.
But
if they say, I'm going to record this, is that okay? And then I'd go, sure, because I'd know about it.
And if the answer is no,
That's through you.
this takes away any
It's no.
yes or no.
Councillor Falkenberg.
Again, I think we're missing the whole point when it disrupts service or operations. So, or service operations. So you alluded to the fact that somebody in front of a snowplow or something recording, it's interrupting services. So standing there with a camera attached to your shirt at a desk, that doesn't disrupt any service operation. So I don't see the difference.
No, and again,
Councillor
I agree
Reagan?
with that.
Through the chair. Ask your question.
No, I was just to rebuttal that is that in an office setting, I don't think it's unrealistic not to have to ask permission for that.
Okay. Councillor Idris?
I agree with Councillor Falkenberg that the main issue here is the disturbance. I'm okay with taking the permission out. I don't think a permission is needed if someone is doing it politely and respectfully. But I will have an issue with taking the whole thing out, because I think then we are losing that other part, which is the disturbance. If someone is making a disturbance, if someone taking a video is making a disturbance, I do want to see that.
Okay. What I'm hearing is, and the revision to the policy would be that filming or recording staff when it disrupts service operations should not occur. Okay? Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah. Okay. So filming or recording staff when it disrupts service operations should not occur. And/or, yeah, and then the and/or for the next one.
Without permission need to be removed. That's it.
Okay. So what we have here has been moved by Councillor Regner as a revision that the policy for F-002-008 be amended to remove without permission from 5I. Okay? All those in favor? Here,
It's important that we have permission from our,
okay, so,
should be able to give their permission.
okay, so,
That's my,
so it's 1 against and 5-4, 6-4. Okay? So it has been carried. Okay? So it has been moved by Councillor Johnson that council approve policy F-002-008 entitled the Customer Code of Conduct with the amendment. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Carried. We will take a short 9-minute break because we cannot start the public hearings until 5 p.m. So. Which one is that? Oh, okay. Well, that. Okay, it is 5 o'clock. And so what I'll do is call the public hearings to order. And I won't smash that so loudly that it rings everybody's eardrums. But we have bylaw 26-001, amendment to the Northeast Sector Area Structure Plan, bylaw 0920. So I'll call the hearing to order, and we'll have an explanation of the proposed bylaw by Director Tiffin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Through the chair to council, the Northeast Area Sector Plan bylaw has received some very minor textual references to the bylaw. Anywhere that Municipal Planning Commission is mentioned has been replaced with the phrase Development Authority. There are no changes to any policies within the plan, just a minor wording change.
Thank you very much. Are there any persons speaking in favor of the proposed bylaw? Okay. Seeing none. Are there any persons speaking in opposition to the proposed bylaw? Okay. Seeing none. Any final comments, Director Tiffin? Okay. None. We will adjourn the hearing. We will move on to bylaw 26-002, amendment to the Northeast Sector Area Structure Plan, bylaw 2119, and we'll call the hearing to order at 5:02. And give us an explanation of this proposed bylaw, Director Tiffin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through the chair to council, similar to the previous bylaw, the Northwest Sector Area Structure Plan bylaw has been edited. Just minor textual changes. Anywhere that mentions Municipal Planning Commission has been replaced with the more generic term Development Authority. There's no changes to the policy within the plan, just this minor textual reference.
Okay, thank you very much. Any persons speaking in favor of the proposed bylaw? Seeing none. Any persons speaking in opposition to the proposed bylaw? Seeing none. Any final comments, Director Tiffin? Okay, no final comments, so we'll adjourn the session at 4:03. And we'll move on to bylaw 26-003, amendment to the Southeast Sector Area Structure Plan, bylaw 2523, and we'll call the meeting to order at 5:04. And we'll have an explanation of the proposed bylaw. Director Tiffin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Through the chair to council, the Southeast Sector Area Structure Plan bylaw has again been edited to replace the phrase Municipal Planning Commission with the more generic phrase Development Authority. Just minor wording changes to the bylaw, no changes to the policies.
Okay, thank you very much. Any person speaking in favor of the proposed bylaw? Seeing none, we'll move on to persons speaking in opposition of the proposed bylaw. Seeing none, any final comments, Director Tiffin? Okay, none. We will adjourn the session at 5:05. 4? What's that? Okay, bylaw 26-004, amendment to the land use bylaw 14-12. We'll call the hearing to order at 5:05. Explanation of the proposed bylaw, Director Tiffin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Through the chair to council, the land use bylaw amendments are a little bit more in depth. Mostly textual references. There have been no changes to any of the zoning or the policies. Any reference to Municipal Planning Commission has been replaced where applicable with either Development Authority or Subdivision Authority, depending on the context. The development officer has now, as development authority, has been given 100% variance powers on the measurable standards, except for parking, which is set at 50% variance for new construction. For existing developments, that variance power is still 100%, but for new construction, that is 50%. Anything above 50% will be considered a denial. The development officer has also been given authority over discretionary use applications. These had previously been determined by the Municipal Planning Commission and are now within the development officer's authority. They will also provide time extensions and some similar use applications. A large section that has been changed is increased notification of landowners. So whether this be adjacent property owners or affected persons, they will now be notified for any discretionary use application, for any application which looks for a variance of more than 50% on new construction, and for any application which asks for a parking variance over 25% on new construction. When notification of landowners is required, that notification will be provided to property owners within 100 meters of the subject parcel. The City of Brooks Public Notification Bylaw states that public hearings must be advertised for 2 consecutive weeks. They may be advertised by electronically posting the notice on the city website and/or on City of Brooks official social media sites. Public notice for this public hearing was posted on the city website from January 29th until February 23rd. It was posted on social media sites on February 2nd and again on February 11th. And in addition to these electronic means, which are required, the public hearing was discussed on Talk of the Town on January 29th, February 5th, and February 19th, and a notice was published in the Brooks Bulletin on February 18th. No comments have been received regarding the proposed changes, and no persons have come forward requesting to speak in favor or opposition.
Okay, thank you very much. Any person speaking in favor of the proposed bylaw? Seeing none. Any person speaking in opposition of the proposed bylaw? Seeing none. Any final comments, Director Tiffin?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This item was also discussed at the Intermunicipal Development Committee last week, and there were no substantial comments from the County of Newell. They were in support of the just changes.
Okay, thank you very much. And we'll adjourn the hearing at 5:07. And we'll move on to bylaws 26-001 through 26-007, which is the Development Authority Assignment Bylaw Amendments. And Director Tiffin, would you like to discuss the RFDs, which is request for decisions?
Sure, thank you. Through the chair to council, on December 15th, council approved a motion to remove the Municipal Planning Commission as the subdivision and development authority and transfer the authority. So to implement this, there are a number of bylaws that will be affected and require amendment. The first 4 were just discussed in the public hearing. Those are for the Northeast Sector Area Structure Plan, the Northwest Sector Area Structure Plan, the Southeast Sector Area Structure Plan, and the Land Use Bylaw. Aside from those 4 bylaws, the other 3 bylaws being presented for your consideration today include a repealing bylaw, which repeals the previously approved Development Authority bylaw, the Municipal Planning Commission bylaw, the Subdivision Authority bylaw, and all amendments to each. There is a new Development Authority bylaw being proposed, which officially designates the Development Authority as any person appointed as Development Control Officer under the Land Use Bylaw, as well as the Subdivision Authority bylaw, which officially designates the Subdivision Authority as all councillors who do not act as a panel member of the Subdivision Development Appeal Board as members of the Subdivision Authority. No comments have been received regarding any proposed changes to these bylaws, so at this time, staff is recommending that council give second and third readings to bylaws 26001 through 26007.
Thank you very much. So we'll move on here, and it's been moved by Councillor Falkenberg that bylaw number 26/001 be read a second time. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Carried unanimously. And it's been moved by Counselor Nesbitt that bylaw number 26-001, being a bylaw of the City of Brooks in the province of Alberta, to amend bylaw number 09-20, being the Northeast Sector Area Structure Plan, be read a third time and adopted. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. It has been moved by Councillor Idris that bylaw number 26-002 be read a second time. Any questions? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried unanimously. So it's been moved by Councillor Regner that bylaw number 26-002, being a bylaw of the City of Brooks in the province of Alberta, to amend bylaw number 21-19, being the Northwest Sector Area Structure Plan, be read a third time and adopted. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. It has been moved by Councillor Nesbitt that bylaw number 26-003 be read a second time. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried unanimously. Moved by Councillor Phillipson that bylaw number 26-003, being a bylaw of the City of Brooks in the province of Alberta, to amend bylaw number 25-23, being the Southeast Sector Area Structure Plan, be read a third time and adopted. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Moved by Councillor Falkenberg that bylaw number 26-004 be read a second time. Any questions? Councillor Regner.
As we were discussing earlier, we had some clarifications we wanted and maybe some rewording. So I'm just wondering if we could table this for some more clarification from staff rather than vote on this right now.
Yeah, it can be most definitely tabled. Who wants to table it until, I guess the meeting would be March 9th?
To the next council meeting?
Yeah.
Or committee?
It has been moved by Councillor Regner that bylaw 26-004 be tabled and discussed at the March 17th council committee meeting. All those in favor? Okay, again? 4? Opposed? So, 3? So it has been moved to the March 17th council committee meeting. So we're on to, moved by Councillor Idris that bylaw number 26-005 be read a second time. Any questions? Go ahead.
Through the chair to mayor and council, council should not repeal the municipal planning commission bylaw unless the 26004 bylaw has been approved. So staff would recommend that the remainder of these bylaws are tabled as well.
So you're recommending that they or have to go to March the 17th meeting?
Yes, sir. Through the chair to mayor and council, they would have to.
Okay. So bylaws number 26-004, 26-005, 26-006, and 26-007. Yeah. Yeah. So it's been moved by Counselor Regner that bylaws 26-005, 26-006, 26-007 be tabled and discussed at the March 17th Council Committee meeting. All those in favor? Again? Everybody put their hands down too fast.
Unanimous.
Okay, unanimous? Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll move on to bylaw 26-011. It's the amendment to the procedural bylaw 26-008. And it has been moved by Councillor Idris that bylaw 26-011, being a bylaw of the City of Brooks in the province of Alberta, to amend number 26-008, being a bylaw to regulate the proceedings of council and committee meetings, be introduced and read a first time. So there will be no discussion on the first reading, so all those in favor? Carried unanimously. Moved by Councillor Regner that bylaw number 26-011 be read a second time. Any questions? Yep, go right ahead.
Through the chair to council. Council and committee meetings are formal meetings and they should be treated as such. Council can set expectations on anyone attending the meetings through changes to the procedural bylaw. We have prepared the bylaw that's presented to you to provide additional requirements for those attending council or council committee meetings, whether they are a member of the public or staff. Hats and head coverings shall be removed and kept off prior to entering the meeting or the meeting room. However, there are exceptions for religious, medical, or professional, such as an official uniform. And cell phones shall also be silenced for the entirety of the meeting, and no phone calls can be taken while attending a council or council committee meeting. And we are recommending that council provide all 3 readings at this meeting.
Thank you very much. Amy? Questions?
Through the chair to Amy. In the policy, it says meeting room. Does that include the Hayes room? Does it also include if outside groups are using the Hayes room?
Through the chair to Councillor Phillipson, currently the bylaw states that if you are attending a council or council committee meeting. So not necessarily the council chambers or the Hayes room, but because we hold the meetings in 2 different places, I put meeting or meeting room. But outside groups aren't required to follow this if it's their own meeting.
Councillor Johnson?
Thank you. Through the chair to Amy, just point of clarification. If we have our phones on silent and we have to take a phone call, we're allowed to exit the room and then re-enter the room. I just want to make sure that that's clear.
Through the chair to Councillor Johnson, you may exit the room. What this is trying to deter is if someone, either in attendance or a staff member, takes a phone call while sitting in an actual meeting, which would be quite disturbing for the meeting to continue.
Any further questions? Okay. Seeing none. It's been moved by Councillor Regner that bylaw 26-011 be read a second time. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. It's been moved by Councillor Nesbitt that bylaw number 26-011 be given 3 readings at this meeting, and it must be carried unanimously. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. It has been moved by Councillor Phillipson that bylaw number 26-011, being a bylaw of the City of Brooks in the province of Alberta, to amend bylaw 26-008, being a bylaw to regulate the proceedings of council and committee meetings, be read a 3rd time and adopted. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. We will now move into close, or it's been moved by Councillor Falkenberg that the council close the meeting to the public for agenda items 9A, land matters as per section 19 of the ATA, IA, I should say, and 9B, land matter as per section 19 of the ATIA at 5:20. All those in favor? Carried unanimously.